All right, everyone. Once again, welcome. We'll give you the welcome to everybody this afternoon to our open information session for our STEM programs at Westfield Business School. We're gonna jump right ahead with the presentation now. Um, I'll be we'll be taking care of the initial presentation in the next 35, 40 minutes, and then once the presentation is over, we'll open up the space for questions in case anyone has any.
Welcome to Westfield Business School, where we prepare leaders for a world driven by data, sustainability, and innovation. Our STEM master's degrees are offered in a blended format, combining in-person sessions held on select weekends in Brickell, the financial and tech hub of the city, with the flexibility of online learning. We offer 3 cutting-edge programs for future-ready leaders: MBA in Business Analytics, Master in Financial Analytics, Master in Digital Marketing Analytics, built on a flexible methodology, real-world application, and international capstone projects. Boost your learning through our Global Immersion Weeks in Silicon Valley, Munich, Madrid, Miami, or Boston. At Westfield, we shape professionals who drive change through the people, planet, and profit philosophy. This isn't just a master's degree, it's a new mindset. Your future starts here, and we'll build it together. We awake human potential to improve the world.
All right. So after that brief introduction with the video, I just want to provide a little more context on who we are and what business school Westfield Business School is offering to our students. So Westfield Business School, we are a boutique business school with over 20 years of proven leadership in business education, reaching students in the international market all the way across the Americas, Europe, Middle East, and Asia. In this specific matter, we are pioneers in education, both in English as well as Spanish programs, with the specific approach of empowering business professionals to lead with purpose. You guys will be seeing and hearing a lot of our philosophy throughout the presentation. So our methodology or our intellectual approach of people, planet, and profit, you're going to be hearing a lot about that, and we're going to go a little bit deeper and in more detail on our approach. But that's the core philosophy of our programs. Then we also have almost 5,000 alumni that are going to be a tremendous asset for everybody that comes into our programs. That's going to be a huge network of students that have graduated and completed our programs, which at the end of the day is going to be the network you're going to be using for the rest of your careers. And then the most important part, as I said before, hearing a little more on the people, planet, and profit approach. We take a huge deal, or we make a huge deal out of the innovation, sustainability, and the approach of fostering a global mindset, which is at the heart of every Westfield program. Now, then the most important part when you look into an educational program in the United States, for the most part, I also wanted to highlight right now that Westfield is located in Brickell. From our Miami campus, we are at the heart of the financial district. We are located at the 1200 Brickell Avenue building. Our campus is located in the 6th floor. And that's, like I said before, that's the heart of the financial and tech hub of the city. So for more than 20 years, as I mentioned also, we've been a catalyst for transformation in leadership, guiding people to and awakening human potential to improve the world. Now, it's important also to highlight the accreditation for the school. We are accredited by DEAC, which is the Distance Education Accrediting Commission, and we are also authorized by the Commission for Independent Education of the Florida Department of Education under license 4569. Then on this specific slide, we're going to see a little bit of a summary of the main aspects of why you should select Westfield as your next educational institution. Those are the main aspects or the main reasons that we need to highlight and we need to keep in mind for the rest of the presentation. First, the programs, all of our STEM programs are going to be offered in a hybrid format, meaning we're going to have both an online plus an in-person format inside within each of our programs. Then we have also experiential and practical cases, meaning we're going to have a lot of academic theory, a lot of academic provided inside the classroom, but then of course a lot of putting in practice in practitioner projects or in operational projects to make sure we're applying the theory learned inside the classroom. Keep in mind, as I said before, the triple bottom line model. Our philosophy of people, planet, and profit are definitely a differentiation factor that makes a tremendous difference as we foster ethical leadership with sustainable innovation. Then, of course, remind you about the Florida license from the Florida Department of Education and the accreditation from DEAC. Also, regarding location, reminder about the Brickell campus in Miami, which is the financial and tech hub of the city. Almost 5,000 alumni, and then partnership with top organizations. Last but not least, the quality of our professor is just top notch. All of our professors possess PhD degrees and as well as industry experience in each of their fields, in each of their industries. So what you're definitely paying for is what you're getting, which is top level and first class education in the STEM philosophy. Now, as we move forward and getting more into detail about the hybrid program or the hybrid format of our STEM programs, just a reminder that all three of our programs they have a duration of 16 months. Basically, they are split up into 4 semesters. Those 16 months they have 3 different intakes throughout the year, which we'll get in a little more detail at the end of the presentation. But like I said, being a hybrid program or a hybrid format per se, what happens is each of the programs is going to be split up or broken down into courses of 6 weeks each. Each course, like I said, is going to be 6 weeks, with 2 of the weeks having in-person meetings and then 4 weeks in line. This means that every weekly cycle runs from Friday to Thursday, with materials for each class or for that specific week opening on Friday night. Friday at midnight, the materials are going to be open and available for students at midnight. And then every program or every assignment that is going to be delivered or turned in, submitted for that specific week is going to be submitted before Thursday, the week after that. That's the online version or the online setting for each of the online weeks. And then the in-person structure for the 2 remaining weeks, which are going to be on campus, again, in our Brickell campus in Miami. Those 2 weeks, that's when the in-person meetings are going to happen, and they are going to be on Saturdays and Sundays from 9 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. The good part about that, as we also consider, and it's important to keep in mind that we have working professionals, working executives enrolled in our courses, enrolled in our programs. During the in-person weeks, during the in-person sessions, there is no online work, or there is no assignments throughout the week. So Monday through Friday, those are going to be days where people is going to be completely focused on their jobs, on getting ready for the weekend. And then the actual meetings, the actual in-person classes are going to be taking place on Saturdays and Sundays. Again, this is an unbelievable asset, an unbelievable feature of our programs. And the reason for that is that the in-person sessions are actually the best place, the best moment for our students to actually complete their networking, meet their partners, their colleagues, all of their their classmates and professors, as well as getting immersed in the Miami and Brickell Center. So literally, the in-person session is the differentiation factor, the part of the aspect or the side of the program that is definitely providing an invaluable networking time for our students. Now, again, for the evaluation breakdown, It's important to note as well, the in-person sessions are going to carry a 40% evaluation weight throughout the entire course. And then the online individual work, as well as group activities, that's going to be another 45%. Finally, the remaining 15% of the course is going to be just the self-assessment tests proctored by quizzes based on weekly content inside each of the courses. So basically, that's what the hybrid methodology refers to. Like I said before, having a 16 months duration for each program. Each course is going to be split up in 6 weeks, 2 of them in person and 4 of them being online. Then, as we jump into the actual programs, the actual master's programs that we have available, we're going to be entering into the description for each of them. You're going to see here the main order for each of the programs. So we have the first one is the MBA in Business Analytics. Then we have the Master in Digital Marketing Analytics. And finally, we have the Master in Financial Analytics. So we're going to dive into each of the programs, as well into some of the main courses, the main classes, detail and provided in each of them, so that we can discuss a little bit what the academic side of the program and the school is being described into. So first, as I said before, the first one is the MBA in Business Analytics. MBA in Business Analytics is basically a program designed for students that are combining strategic leadership with advanced data tools. This is mainly a program with a more general approach. Of course, it's a program more oriented towards the data, the analysis of numbers, with a higher and a heavier content on numbers and the financial or mathematician side of the spectrum. This means being good with numbers. Of course, it's a requirement for this specific master's degree, but of course, it also carries the general aspects of an MBA, of a regular MBA, where you're going to see a lot of leadership, a lot of business strategy, a lot of marketing, and the general aspects of getting in the deeper details for strategic leadership with advanced data tools. Again, this also leads to learning digital transformation using AI, which is definitely a fundamental tool, a fundamental feature nowadays, machine learning and business intelligence. And finally, this is going to be transversal throughout each of the three programs. The capstone project is going to be focused on solving real business challenges. Finally, on the bottom side of this slide, you guys are going to be able to see some specific or some very important data that is taken out of our research from the degree attainment and training of workers in STEM 2024 out of the National Science Board. These specific numbers are going to be, again, those are going to be similar for all three programs, in which the median annual salary for students that are graduating from master's degrees in the STEM modality, those are going to be having a median salary of $101,650, which, of course, earning over 100K is one of the main targets, and having a good return in your education investment is definitely a key side of making your decision of jumping into graduate school. Then the projected growth for that specific salary, the projected growth in the next 10 years is going to be at 10.4% between the year 2023 and 2032. So that's important also to know that this median salary we're seeing, it's in projection to keep growing over the next decade. And finally, last but not least, because we believe this is one of the most important numerical data, the employment rate for students graduating from a STEM program, that's going to be between 85 and 94%. Basically, this means that almost close to 100% of the students graduating from one of our programs, and specifically one of the STEM programs, is going to be employed, because that's what the market, the job market is looking for. That's what the companies and organizations are eager to hire once graduation is completed. Now, into moving into the more academic part or the more detailed section of the program, diving into the curriculum or the main courses that we're going to be seeing for the MBA in Business Analytics, you guys will see in the left side of the program or in the left side of your screen, you're going to see the general courses for the specific MBA in Business Analytics. Mainly, we have business analytics and statistical programming, introduction to data mining and visualization, as well as mathematical methods for data engineering. These 3 to 4 courses, as well as the triple bottom line thinking, those are going to be courses that you guys are going to be able to see. You're going to be seeing it in the next few slides as well. Those are going to be courses that are going to be shared as the base courses for all 3 STEM programs. So those are going to be courses that have basically provide the fundamentals for students to be able to carry out and complete the rest of the program before they jump into the main focus. Now, specifically for the MBA in Business Analytics, we have some specific courses targeted for this general approach, which they are targeting the management and financial accounting. Then we have marketing management, strategy implementation, strategic management, and like we said before, the business analytics capstone project, which is going to be the main course at the end of your program to be able to apply everything that has been taught throughout the entire 16 months. Now we jump into the Master in Financial Analytics. Definitely, this is a program designed and definitely constructed, built for financial students, students that are coming with a banking background, accounting background, maybe people in the banking sector. As I said before, we're located in Brickell, which is one of the main areas, not only in Miami, but I would dare to say in the country, having huge financial and banking industries or organizations in the country. All of their headquarters are located in the area. So this is definitely a program designed for students that are looking to jump and complete or keep growing into their financial careers. Could be within banking, but it can also be applied in many different aspects of many other industries, but of course in the financial aspect for all those organizations. So specifically for the Master in Financial Analytics, as I said, this is designed to gain deep expertise in financial modeling, risk management, and some financial and tech tools. The main part for this specific program is learning learning a little bit of Python, SQL, and machine learning for finance. These specific programming tools are going to be a fundamental part, a fundamental learning skill to develop within your financial and banking or accounting per se, mainly with your economic background and your economic impact or the economic impact you can make within your organizations. So if you look into the curriculum, as I said before, the left side of the screen, you're going to be able to see how the first 3 or 4 courses, business analytics and statistical programming, introduction to data mining and visualization, the triple bottom line thinking, as well as the mathematical methods for data engineering. Those are courses that are going to be based on fundamental courses within the program. Then the program moves forward and dives deeper into the specific focus of the financial or the Master in Financial Analytics, with a main focus in the financial markets course, derivative pricing, risk management, and then, as I said before, the financial analytics capstone project. That's going to be again the main section of the program with the execution of a capstone project where you're going to be able to apply all the different skills learned throughout the program. And finally, as we move into the last program we have in a store, we have the Master in Digital Marketing Analytics. This is a completely modern offer, a completely modern approach to the current needs of the market. Specifically, this blends the marketing strategy with data analytics, providing customer insights as well as sustainability. So this program specifically focus in developing tools like Tableau, SAS, and Python. Again, these are programming tools that are going to be fundamental for marketing professionals that are looking to analyze data from their, again, doesn't have to be a specific marketing agency, for example. It could be within any specific company or industry in the world. That, of course, any specific company, they also need to market their product, whether you're working in health, whether you're working in banking, whether you're working in retail, whatever the industry we're working on. Every organization needs to have a marketing department that definitely needs to analyze data, analyze how their customers are behaving, what their customers need. So this is going to be a specific program that is tailored for the needs on these specific departments. Again, just a reminder of how these specific numbers are growing throughout the years. A median salary of over 100K, and then employment rate, this one is definitely reaching 90 to 95% of employment rate after degree completion. Again, just going back into the curriculum, we see on the left the fundamental courses. And finally, moving into the main focus of the Master in Digital Marketing Analytics, we have Customer Analytics, Pricing Analytics, Marketing Research and Analytics, as well as Advanced Marketing Analytics. So in the end, this is just a perfect program for marketing professionals that, like I said before, it doesn't necessarily mean that you need to be only in a marketing agency or a marketing or a publicity company, a magazine, if you say so. But what I mean is, regardless of the industry you're in, these marketing tools, these marketing skills that are going to be developed, those are going to be an amazing asset for any industry you're working on, as you can make an impact right away in your organization and their marketing targets, their marketing objectives. Now, we move forward into one of the most important parts, one of the most important, or one of the biggest value added in our programs. Regardless of which of the three options you may choose, whether it is the MBA in Business Analytics, Master in Financial Analytics, or Digital Marketing Analytics, each program carries one specific global immersion week. Again, this is going to be a requirement needed for either of the programs. And what happens in these specific face-to-face weeks is that you will get to experience different activities, different events planned throughout one specific week on your programs to transform your vision on global leadership. So what you can expect on those specific weeks is that you're going to be able to meet strategic leaders in global industries, company visits to top performing international businesses, and then real world case studies in a dynamic and global setting. What happens here is we're going to be, depending on which specific intake you're starting your program in, we definitely have 5 locations for global immersion weeks. Those are going to be developed in San Francisco, Silicon Valley. We also have Boston, Munich, Madrid, and then Miami. So like I said, depending on which specific program you select, and then which specific time of the year or which intake you want to start your program in, this specific meeting or the information, the open information session we have today, it's mainly focused for students that are going to be starting in our summer intake in July 2026. So not all 5 cities are going to be available for all different intakes, but it's just important for you to consider and to keep in mind that those are going to be some specific, that's going to be one of the specific and the most important weeks of your entire program. One of the 16 months, you're going to be able to choose one of the different cities to perform your global immersion week. And as you can see in the bottom, those are the companies and organizations you'll be able to meet and to work in real life cases throughout those global immersion weeks. At the same time, you're going to be networking with your colleagues, with your classmates, having real life exercises and workshops on your experience. Now, just getting back into our local community, we're going to be just a reminder that we are in Miami, where local meets global. It's no secret for anybody that now Miami it's a global business hub. We have such a diverse business ecosystem, having Miami as a gateway to Latin America and basically the rest of the world. But mainly in Latin America, this is the place where all major organizations throughout the world, and specifically in South American and Central American countries, this is the place where all of them are having the gateway to enter the North American market. So there is plenty of career opportunities. That Miami and specifically Brickell is home to top multinational companies, some financial headquarters over here, companies like JP Morgan, companies like Royal Caribbean, Carnival Cruises. So some really major names are having Miami as their home nowadays. So it's an unbelievable opportunity, and the business community and the business ecosystem is growing in a fast pace that has been unimagined in past times. And finally, the vibrant and multicultural lifestyle. That's something that comes as a people would say it's an assumed or you'll take it for granted, but it's just unbelievable to be able to live and learn in such a dynamic city that is full of energy, full of innovation and international connections, where you'll be able to find people from anywhere in the world, not only in the classroom, not only in your work settings, but also just walking outside of your home is going to give you the opportunity to live and meet people from Asia, Africa, Europe, anywhere in the world. You're going to be able to create a network that's going to give you a competitive advantage that is tremendous, a tremendous asset for your career. Now, regarding our campus, so we have, like I said before, we're going to be located we are located in the 1200 Brickell Avenue building. That's the building you're literally seeing on your screen right now, and our campus is located in the 6th floor. Currently, since our campus is located over there, we're also working in having a renovation and modernizing our campus for the year 2027. Those are going to be these pictures you're going to be seeing in the next few slides are designs that we're working on putting together and making it happen, so you guys can have the best possible physical location and the best possible campus to take advantage of your classes and make sure, and we're going to make sure you're going to have the best experience possible in this amazing location. Finally, as we are reaching the last section of the presentation, which is definitely one of the most important parts or the most important pieces of information, we're covering the tuition and fees required for our programs. So regardless of the specific program you select, again, this is going to be the same price, the same cost for each of the programs, whether you're more interested or leaning towards the MBA in Business Analytics, Financial, or the Marketing Digital Analytics. The full cost of the program is going to be $35,000. Again, here it's important to clarify that it's going to be the full cost for the entire program, not only for a year or a semester, as it typically happens in other institutions. Some other universities, they may tell you the cost is per semester or per academic year. For us, we take the $35,000. That's the full cost of your program, meaning the 16 months are going to be carrying out a cost of $35,000. Now, the only additional fees required on top of the $35,000, it's going to be a $150, which is the registration fee required to secure your spot in the program after your admission process has been completed. And then, depending on your specific your specific institution where you completed your undergraduate degree, there's an additional $150 fee for a credential evaluation. Meaning, if you're transferring your credits from an international institution that requires our academic and our admission department to evaluate your credits, that's going to be another $150. that covers the cost of evaluating those international credits. However, if you're graduating or if you're coming from another North American university, this a specific fee that doesn't apply to you. So it's important to keep that in mind as well. Now, as for the academic eligibility, as of right now, applicants must hold a bachelor's degree from an accredited institution, whether an international or US-based bachelor degree, as determined through a credential evaluation. So those are the most important parts or the most important aspects of our tuition and fees required for the program. Now, it's important also to notice that we're offering for our summer intake, for our spring and summer intakes. Now we're going to be focusing on our summer intake that is coming for July 2026, as we're going to be offering a specific launch program with our Sunshine Scholarship. Westfield Business School is proudly announcing the offering of Sunshine Scholarships for our students that are enrolling in our STEM programs during the summer intake. Like I said, our program will be starting in July 2026. And so we're looking to offer and give a scholarship to students of up to $25 for the summer 2026 intake. It could be between the 50 and 70% of your full tuition, and that just requires literally an application process and an interview with our Sunshine Scholarship Committee. So it's an amazing opportunity. We're fully privately funded, so that's going to be it's a huge effort and a huge help or support contributed by the school, so you guys can complete your program and make a smart and educated decision on your future, as we totally understand making and going back to school for grad school is not only a financial decision, as it's a big commitment, not only money-wise, not only financial-wise, but also time-wise. So we try to make a big effort and we take a big pride in making sure that we're offering the best scholarships or the best support to our students. Now, how to become a Sunshine Scholar? As I said, it's just completing your initial application with an application form that I can share with you. At the end of this call, I'll be sharing my email address so you guys can email me, and if you're interested in completing the initial application, you'll be able to request the form just to join the Sunshine Scholarship Program. And as I said before, you only need to make one final step after that with an interview. Last but not least, just going back into the tuition and fees structure of the program, I just wanted to provide a little final context on how the payment process works with our programs, meaning from the $35,000 the program costs before the beginning of the program, in this case, before the month of July, the only required portion of the tuition, it's going to be 20% of that tuition. In this case, if you're looking into a full tuition for your specific program, 20% of those $35,000 is going to be close to $7,000. That's the only initial payment you need to take care of before the beginning of the program. And the remaining 80% balance that needs to be paid, you're going to be able to finance it in a different payment plan. We have several options of 3, 6, 8, or even 14 months payment plan, interest-free. And so that's going to be another amazing opportunity to make sure, like I said before, to provide all the different options and alternatives for students to make an informed decision and make sure we provide all the best opportunities for families or for students that need to make a responsible economic commitment in their professional careers. And finally, so this is where we're reaching the end of the presentation. Westfield, this is where business connections begin. So I just want to close up this specific section of the call of our open information session today. saying thank you very much for your time. Thank you for joining us today and for your interest in Westfield Business School. And we hope to continue in contact and to stay in touch to make sure we're moving forward in your and helping you and assist you in your academic and professional careers. With this, we'll close out the presentation and open up the space for questions in case you have any. Thank you very much.